The car sped down the dark road. Trees lined the sides like tall shadows. The headlights cut through the darkness. It was late, and John was tired. He just wanted to get home. He had been driving for hours. The radio played quietly, a soft hum in the stillness. His eyelids felt heavy. John yawned and rubbed his eyes. He glanced at the clock on the dashboard. Almost midnight. He sighed. Just a little further, he thought. Almost there. Something flashed across the road. It was quick, a blur of movement. John slammed on the brakes. The car screeched, tires gripping the asphalt. He swerved, the car skidding on the loose gravel at the edge of the road. John held his breath, fighting the steering wheel. The car lurched to a stop, tilted slightly into the ditch. John's heart pounded in his chest. He was okay. He was alive. But what was that? What did he just hit? John took a deep breath, trying to calm down. His hands were shaking as he unbuckled his seatbelt. He had to see what he hit. He opened the car door and stepped out. The air was cool and damp. John shivered. He walked around the car, looking for any sign of damage. There was a dent in the hood, and the front headlight was smashed. But there was no blood, no fur, no sign of an animal. John frowned. Where did it go? John grabbed his flashlight from the glove compartment. He clicked it on, the beam cutting through the darkness. He scanned the woods along the side of the road. Nothing, just trees and shadows. John took a step closer to the edge of the woods, shining the flashlight into the darkness. That's when he heard it. A low growl, deep in the woods. John froze, his heart skipping a beat. He shone the flashlight in the direction of the sound. Two glowing eyes stared back at him. John gasped and stumbled backwards. The eyes blinked, then disappeared. He stood there, frozen in fear, listening for any sound. The growling started again, closer this time. John could hear leaves crunching, branches snapping. Something was moving towards him, slowly and deliberately. He shone the flashlight around frantically, but he couldn't see anything. The growling was getting louder, closer. John was trapped. John ran back to the car, fumbling with the door handle. He threw the door open and jumped inside, slamming it shut behind him. He locked the doors, his breath coming in short, panicked gasps. He reached for his phone, his hand shaking so badly he could barely dial. He had to call for help. He had to get out of here. But there was no signal. He was stranded, alone. John looked out the window, his heart pounding in his chest. The creature was out there, somewhere in the darkness, and it was waiting for him.